You can do this if you narrate books. Whatever it is you do that requires film, this is the best way to do it. I'm telling you for a fact. Instead of having to hire somebody, this is the best way to do it. So, all right. So, any audio system you have, this is Ableton. You can use Ableton Intro. And that's, I think, $10 a day. I mean, $10 a month, but there's like $30, $39.99 for the year or something. You're going to want that because that's what's going to give you reverb. So reverb, basically, I'm going to plug this in right now. I'm plugging it in the phone. Wait a second. Hold on. All right. So this is going to allow you to, you're going to hear in a sec. I'm just going to put this like right here. Oh, crap. Okay, so now we're going to go here. You'll hear some reverb. So what you're going to do is, you don't have to have any of that stuff that I just showed you, but what you're going to learn is a compressor allows you to make your sound go louder. So you see right now I'm talking into the mic. It doesn't sound any different. The microphone's right here, so it doesn't help that the computer's blocking my voice. But on GarageBand, you're going to have something that's called a compressor. All you're going to need is a compressor and reverb. So what you're going to do is, so you just, now you can hear, as I'm turning out the out, as I'm bringing it up, my voice gets louder. What I always do for my lives is I'll go around 10. You can also turn your microphone volume up, but I don't. Now, for audio effects, which this comes standard, this comes with everything. But even if you're on any other source, you just go to audio effects, whatever that version is. It might just be like audio something. Then you just go to reverb and resonance. Click on that and watch. As soon as I press this button, I'm going to have a type of reverb. Hello. Now I have some reverb. With the cello, it tends, when I record, it's going to come in at 1.20. So then you can bring it up like just a tad. You don't have to mess around with any of these. None of this makes sense. Just the decay. You just, honestly, anything above like 2 is too much. But just a little reverb, anything around 1.4 sounds good with the cello when you're playing. You might like with your voice a little less. If you're rapping, you can go down here. If you're singing, you can have something up there. If you're just talking, probably the original. So if the original is 1.2, so now I go here, just click on it, and it's automatically goes to 1.2 if you're reading something. So now, theoretically, so now here's the deal. You can hear this. This would be equivalent. What you're hearing now is not what anybody else is going to hear. This is if you have headphones this is if you have a microphone. So how you get that set up is you're going to want to get a microphone. You're not going to want to use your computer microphone. That's just too low quality unless you don't really care at all. This microphone is called the SM57. It's made by Shure. Yep, the SM57. It's $87 or something. It's $90 or something. It's super cheap comparative to what you're going to spend. I've recorded 2 albums with that one microphone. I record all my Spotify stuff, so don't have this complex where you have to have this crazy, amazing mic. It's not worth it. I had a $500 mic, and somebody said, "What's going on?" It's like, yes, you can. I typically don't. I like everything to be very natural when I do all of my stuff. I keep my stuff very basic. What I like to do is have my recordings and everything sound as close to if somebody was sitting here in real life. With this mic, I keep it, basically everything I do, I keep as natural as possible. I stay away from a lot of things that people do to have the best quality just so that I can have something sound close. But for the basic generic version, what you're going to have now, this is what you're going to have to buy. So you're going to need to get an iRig Duo. Oh crap, an iRig Duo Pro. This is going to be, I'm not going to tell you what you have to do with it now. You just have to buy this. It's going to come with every adapter that you need. something that's going to be easier for people in the very beginning. I'm going to unplug it now. So this is all you do with your computer. This is it. You don't have to do anything more. But like, you're going to have to buy the Shure SM57. This is the cheapest. I mean, you can spend more if you would like. There's nothing wrong with that. I got a small stand. And then get this. This is the Focusrite. This is just a single, what's it called? A Scarlett Solo mixer. I plug the microphone into here, and then I plug and this is, I forgot what this cable's called, but it's just the mic cable that plugs into the back. And then my headphones, your headphones are going to plug into here. And then this, what is it called? This cord. Oh, yeah, rock on. Thank you very much. The XLR cable. This is an XLR cable. You're going to want an XLR cable. Yeah, you really helped. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. This cable right here comes with the Scarlett, comes with this, and you're going to want to plug this into your computer. This is how people are going to hear YouTube off of your, this is how I can play with backing tracks, because the computer USB plugs into the Scarlett. So all you're going to buy is the XLR cable. The XLR cable, I use Shure in-ears for headphones. You can get whatever headphones you really want. Just plug it in there. And you're going to want to get, good thing if you're recording, you're going to want to get a 3/4 inch adapter, which basically that's just the 3/4 inch adapter. This is how you plug a normal headphone cord in, like Apple headphones, into it, because this headphone port right here is, it's a 3/4 inch. Here, I'll show you. Do you see, this is like your normal headphones right here. This right here, one sec, is your adapter. This is a 3/4 inch adapter, or a 1/4 inch adapter, or 3/4 inch. I don't know. I think it's a 1/4 inch. Crap, I don't know which one it is, but it's one of them. It's just an adapter for your headphones. They're going to help you at Guitar Center with that. So then I'm able to hear the mic and everything. This is how you're going to be able to hear what it is you're doing. So then the other thing you're going to have to buy is a double Audi XLR 1/4 inch. Okay, it's 1/4 inch adapter. That's what it is. So now this, you're going to want to get 4 Audis. So it's a cord that looks like this on both sides. Oh yeah, I could do this on YouTube. I could do this. You're gonna want to get a cord it's one cord with split ends on both sides, and they're all outs, because you're gonna plug this into the back of your Scarlett Solo Pro. This is how people can hear you on TikTok. 1/4 inch TS. Okay, everybody should screenshot that. 1/4 inch TS cords. You know what you're doing. You know what you're talking about. So then what you want to do is plug that into the iRig. So you're going to get when you get the iRig, you're going to plug it into the iRig Duo Pro. It doesn't, I always go red and the right side. I don't really know if it matters that much. It might not. I think I've done it split, but you plug it into the bottom of this. Now, where people tend to get confused is this will not turn on unless you're recording. Oh, I gotcha. So when you buy it, if you're not streaming, it won't work. But don't get confused with what this is. All this is the port for you to take your setup to your phone, to TikTok Live. That this does. This looks super confusing, like what is this thing? But all it is, all this does is take it straight to your phone. The reason why the the iRig is so good is because it allows you to record in different areas too. So I can go out in public. I don't have to be hooked up to a computer. I don't have to be hooked up. I've recorded all my videos on YouTube that where I do live recordings. I can have myself, as soon as I plug this into the phone, I can go to my camera roll, and it's going to pick up the reverb, the compressor. I set this up earlier. I'm using the mic. It's all hooked up to the mic. All this does is now I can go to YouTube. Since I have the USB plugged in from here, like that cord that was plugged, that USB that's plugged in here, now I can just go to YouTube and like here. You just go to any YouTube and then now you can balance, now you have your mic with the reverb. Now you can play anything in the background. And so the way that you adjust the volume, my rule of thumb is I always go between threes on both sides. If I'm really pushing it, sometimes if my mic is louder, I'll always go down. If my mic is a little quieter that night, because it sounds sometimes different. It's not always the same for me. Sometimes I record something, I need it louder or whatever. Sometimes, so then it's always between here. If I go here, it'll blow, you'll hear it probably louder. And so now all I do is press start and I create my playlists. Here I have like Piano TikTok Originals, Peaceful Positivity, Max Richter, Epic Music, TikTok Live Piano, New Music, Wedding Playlist, Album 3-2 Official. These are all of my playlists that I'll play on TikTok Live. So like we'll go to Piano TikTok, you have your playlists, have it already set. If you just try to wing it, you're going to be treated as if you're just winging it. You have a generic idea of what you want to do, and then after you get a few songs into it, then go off. But like, I'll just click Someone Like You, and then I'll play Someone Like You, and then it's like whatever vibe I'm feeling, I just go right to. Now I have my reverb, and then at the end of the night, you just like turn this off, and you could turn, once you turn your system off and there's no power, all I have to do is plug my phone in. No, so, as a musician, if you apply with copyright, with copyright is one of those things everybody's worried about, especially with YouTube. YouTube has the copyright ID system. I've done covers where I've sampled on covers, knowing I'm not going to make any music, but you're not supposed to sample. But I'll immediately get hit with copyright ID, which doesn't do anything. People can still hear it. I've only sampled one time, just for a backing track, but I wasn't planning on making any profit off of it. And so people get terrified about the copyright. When it comes to performing live, if you are declaring yourself as a business, which if you're a musician or a creator, do not do that. Never. Because you're going to be hit with different rules and regulations. For artists, musicians, anybody in the creative realm, you're free under creative use. So you can do anything where you're going to change anything in your version. What's not allowed is for me to basically basically perform a song as if it's just mine. If you have to be doing something that's going to alter to some extent. So if you're singing, you're fine. If you're playing an instrument, you're fine. If you're performing under creative use, you're fine if it's live. But don't expect to perform somebody else's song and call it your own. So with TikTok Live, you're going to be perfectly fine unless you put yourself down as under a business. If you're under a business, if you're under a business, what up, Caitlin? If you're under a business, you're going to get hit with, it's equivalent to video gamers that are like live streamers that just use, what's it called? Like Twitch. There's some musicians on Twitch right now with an individual count. Not 100% sure what you mean. I think with the individual count. I don't go to Twitch because I don't deal with it. YouTube is the same thing though. YouTube, I've done it where I've done a recording session on a YouTube Live, a private one. And if you're doing any cover or anything, they're just going to hit you with YouTube copyright ID. But that nothing will affect you with it. TikTok has a different usage in terms for creative usage. Twitch, I think, is way more strict. But there's some musicians, I know Ramon is on Twitch, so there's some musicians where it's free game. So, I mean, the bio, you get the one and only business, not creator account. Yeah, I just stick to the creator account when it comes to musicians. But if you even Google it, if you are a creator, you stay away from the business stuff. Oh yeah. Yeah, so basically the iRig, once you have all that set up, you are set. But that's how you actually perform in a way that you're going to be able to. Yes. Yeah, if you're on, the reason you have, this could get me kicked off, I don't care though, but the reason that you have all the problems you do is because you're a business account. That's 100% why. Yeah. And you can even look into it, but anybody in the creative realm, you're protected. I don't know what year it was, but Copyright ID came out to, yeah, seriously. I have never had a violation, not one single time, ever. And it's like, I'll knock on wood, but I haven't done anything to deserve a legitimate violation. Everything that I've done has been within the realms of the creative use. Creative usage is, same with DistroKid. So if you want to put out a cover, yeah, Creative Commons, 100%. Yep. If you want, with DistroKid, everybody's worried about posting covers, but DistroKid, actually, I just put out my first cover, Adagio in D minor by John Murphy, and it was a breeze. The Henry Fox Agency works with DistroKid independently, and they get all the licensing done. So it's $1 per month if you per cover song you have. That's what you pay out of pocket, and then they take per. If somebody was to buy like on Apple Music, if they paid 99 cents for my song, John Murphy, the creator of the song, will get 9.1 cents per sale. So all you do is go to DistroKid, upload a song, and it'll say cover song. You click on it. Do not sample on cover songs if you're going to distribute them for profit. Do not. I would say learn about MIDIs. You can make your own MIDI files really easily. MuseScore has free available MIDIs where you're able to. I would change the songs as much as you can. The best thing you can do with any cover song is change them into your version while keeping it the song. Like my version of Time from Hans Zimmer is really altered, and that's really encouraged. So it's really encouraged to be different when it comes to cover songs, just because you don't want to. The worst thing you could do is have something. I mean, the best thing you could do, but it doesn't look good, I guess, is have something that sounds better than the original, but that's so similar. You don't want to take credit away from the person who made the original. You would ideally make something that's so different that it's like nobody can replicate your version. And the best way that I could say to do that is to alter the backing tracks. Backing tracks, like karaoke tracks, people go through a pain in the butt. It's like, if you're an artist, how can you have a backing track that's actually going to be good? Best way to do that is to go to MuseScore and to make your own. And people will waste your time. I spent, there was, what's it called? People will, what people do, I'm sorry, but people will literally put you on, cover, I did a very altered, I could never take the place. Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah, all of that with just this setup. I have a studio, but I'm only recording in this room because the acoustics are better now. But, respect. Feel loud and proud. That much respect. Well, the thing is that's the only way you get better. But if you want to put anything out, to make your own backing track, what people do is they'll make a five series course of 4 videos per series to tell you over the span of however many videos how to do it. I just made a backing track on TikTok Live and made a song in 20 minutes and showed everybody how to do it the other day. It's really easy. People just hide information. It's kind of like Apple. They'll tell you 5% of what it is you need to know. They'll only upgrade it just a little bit. So they'll make as much money as they can off you with giving you as little as possible, so that you're able to make them money, and then you'll be needing to see the other videos to have information. It's so pathetic. Go to musescore.com. On there, you're going to have free for creative usage and for monetized usage. You're going to have people that their gig is they love making compositions, really cool ones. And if you get their professional pack, and I think it's like $20 a year or something, I'm not sure, it's not much. You'll be able to download the MIDI files, and you can do whatever you want. MIDI files fall under Creative Commons because a MIDI is just code. All a MIDI is just code. It's a bar of it's just a bar. It's somebody playing like a piano. You could literally just play whatever songs you want if you just took a MIDI keyboard and boom, 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 and then you just assign a different sound to it. So watch this. I'll do this real quick. Hello, Rosie. Hope you're doing wonderful. So if you want to make your own legal backing track, ready? What up, Ramon? Here's what you do. MuseScore.com. Let's flip camera. So we'll go to, let's do, Nouveau Bianche. Not much. So it's a piano solo for beginners, and you just click play. Yep, it's very basic. Download MIDI. Oh yeah. So now I have that MIDI downloaded. What I do is I go here, go to File or Create MIDI Track, Create MIDI, and then so this specific song, it's so much easier to play in a different key. And so I'll show you. Thank you. Oh yeah, no, we're on that grind. So now, you're not hearing anything because you don't assign something. So now you go to Sounds, which is very generic. Then you go to, let's do piano and keys. We can try that. Let's see what that sounds like. Yeah. We're just going to keep it basic. So we're just going to put one here, one here. And for this song, I'm going to alter the key. I think it's, okay, so then what we do, to change the key, you go to MIDI Effects. You go to Pitch. And so here, now I can go down, -1. I think that's what works really well with the cello. And then here, Pitch, -1. So now it's in a different key. So that doesn't sound right. That's because if it doesn't sound right, it's because sometimes the sounds that you have don't work in the key that you're using. So you have to find a more generic one. So we're going to go here. So now, rap on a track. My brother's a rapper. If you look up Wigs on, what's it called? If you look up W-I-G-Z, yeah, it's a nice sound, and it's free too. The sounds, it comes with the basic one. I bought an expensive one, but I've had trouble with that. So now what we do is we find what key works with the cello. So what key's easier to play? Okay, so I went down. I have to go up 1. That's why. +1. So all I do instead of -1, I just do +1. Nope, it's... Well, okay, so I have to find the pattern. This is where the musical side comes in. So that's all the MIDI stuff. All right. The funny thing is, I don't use all my songs are different keys. So I don't only use G sharp. I remember I use a D sharp. I use a D minor sharp in one of my songs. It's with this song, I can play it in a way where it's like. That's so much easier than me having to go to these other weird things because I only recognize music with patterns. So with this song, I don't know what the key is called. I just know what pattern it is. Super loud, so I'm gonna shred this song though. I'm gonna play it pretty cool. I'm gonna just turn it down and make it presentable. All right, let's do that. So since it's the beginner version, this is a beginner MIDI. It actually is the easy key, or whatever the key is. I don't know. Sounds robotic-y. So then what you do is you go to the reverb. You go to the MIDI and let's turn on some more reverb. So that the piano has some reverb. It sounds better because right now it kind of sounds like a MIDI piano. So now it sounds more natural. That MIDI is not really that great. That person played it really, since you play with patterns, you probably for real learn piano like that too. I probably could. Much respect. Thank you so much. Giving you a follow, Michael. Appreciate you. So we're gonna ice that MIDI down. We're just gonna turn the volume down. Now the way you do that is by, just like with my microphone, you just go to Audio Effects, Compressor, because remember, the compressor makes that louder, quieter. You could also use a limiter and things like that. It's just that takes up too much time for me to learn and I don't care enough. The compressor is going to make it go funny. So now there's a specific limit to how loud this piano is going to go. Also, that piano started really speeding up. That's because the timing on here, this is where it gets a little complex. But you'll see right here, oh crap. That's because it enters two different key signatures. The reason that this has happened, so it entered a different one right there. You have like, I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what it means and I don't care what it means, to be honest. I just know that speeds up. So, it's too complex. Anyways, long story short, the reason that happened is because I had another MIDI file in there before that was a different key signature. So as soon as I put in a new MIDI, it basically formed, since MIDIs are creative use. It's just data. What's making the sound, what's making that piano sound? So all the MIDI is, all what you're hearing is just these lines. That's a MIDI. And so you can change these, alter them. Watch this. I'm gonna do this real quick. So then what you can do, like when I make my own compositions, you can go here. So now let's do sounds. Let's go to bass. Now listen to this. So now you have a unique sounding bass with that. And it's all patterns. So you can really just take out, like, what's the pattern? It's every 4, so you want 4 out, 4 in, 4 out, 4 in. I don't know what this is going to sound like, but since it fits in the pattern, it will work musically. I can promise you. It might not sound that pleasing, but let's listen. So what we could do to make that sound a little bit better is, not that. We can go to audio effects and we can add some reverb. Now, so decay, we just basically take this number. Anytime you're on Ableton, here's it's simple, but now remember, it's only the decay to make it simple for you. All this stuff, yes, it does help, but it's not going to help you right now. It's not even where it says decay. When I talk, now if I put that same right now, like for this, like look, listen to my voice. Hello, hello. So now I'm going to take that reverb and I'm just going to put it right here. On this one, so this track that has the bass, now it's got 3.46, so it's going to sound different. It's not as sharp, and it holds on, where it fades out. I gotcha. So yeah, so the decay will hold on then longer. This is Ableton Live. But you saw, just like that, that's how quick and easy I was able to make my own backing track. And it's all under Creative Commons. It's all MIDI. And you can get a MIDI keyboard that's like yay to yay. It's like that big with like 8 keys on it, and you could just tap away, and you're just gonna make your own bass. Like if you hear percussion, just tap when you hear percussion in a song if it's not there. If you want percussion, all I would do is get a MIDI keyboard if I want to do that. But what you can do is take the MIDI you have and you can literally just edit it, drop it to another box, and then you can turn that next sound into percussion. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Truly. Appreciate your time. And Blackouts, you made a really good quality production on your, what's it called? On the Snow song. That's called Ableton. All right, yeah, Ableton. And you can get Ableton Live Intro. I'm going to tell you when you download it from the normal person. I'm not musically trained or anything. When you go to Ableton Live, you're going to be overwhelmed when you type in Ableton, and it's going to have 3 different versions or 5 versions. Get the basic, generic. If you send it to me on TikTok, I can't guarantee that I'm going to be able to get to it. I'm currently actually making my own album, and I'm trying to make a full album of 11 originals within the next 2 weeks. So the only reason that it's more difficult now, I made my first album in 3 days. The only reason it's more difficult is now that I'm better than I was, there's more opportunities for me to make it more challenging or more complex. So every song is more epic, but it's more challenging. With the lack of information I had earlier, it was easier because I was like, this is the best I could do. Now it's like it's difficult. So, but don't be if you're overwhelmed, appreciate you, Miss Rose. Give me full credit. Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can do that. That's fine. I have zero problem with you could just post it to your own YouTube. Yeah, if you just want to say who I am for anybody that watches it, just so that I could possibly get what's it called. But if you make money off of it, make as much money off of it as you want. Like, you don't have to make it copyright or anything. I'm fine with that. It's just knowledge or information. Also, what's it called? Don't get overwhelmed. If you get overwhelmed, it's because you're allowing the lack of information you have to control your cortisol. When you see something you don't understand, it's okay if you don't understand it. That's perfectly fine. Just get the intro, get the beginner version. I used live intro for my first album. The only reason that I got a more complex version, which is the next version, that's not basic and generic, is because I started making my own backing tracks, and the beginner version gives you 16 frames to work with. So then when I made my own backing tracks, I had like a full orchestra, and I needed more tracks. That's the only reason I got anything more than the beginning. So just get the live intro version if you want. You don't have to be you don't have to be taught anything. You can do it completely on your own, and you not knowing what's wrong is going to allow you to find more of what's right, rather than you being a little bit in your head too much about not messing up and stuff like that. So much love, everybody. Huge shout out. Post whatever you want. Always feel free to screen record whatever you want. I'm perfectly fine with that. If you credit me or if you don't credit me, I won't even care. If you credit, wonderful. If not, no worries. But thank you so much, Kelly and Blackout and Bree, for the gifts, and have a wonderful night, everybody. Much appreciation. Peace.